ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 13 of the Yap House Podcast. I know it's been a long time, but we're back and we have a lot to talk about. So let's not waste any time and just get straight into it. Now, yes, as I said, I understand it's been a while, and let's just talk about what I've been doing this semester and stuff like that. So for once in my life, I actually managed to figure out like a daily routine for myself, and it's benefited me in ways that I could have not imagined. Um, so on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have to get up at 6:30 a.m. Yes, I have to get up that early because I have this jogging class that is brutal sometimes. Obviously, it's not that fun, jogging 3 miles at 6:30 in the morning, but it's good for me. It's something that'll help me, improve like my mental strength going forward and also help me improve my stamina, when I'm tired waking up in the morning. And then seven Tuesday, Thursday, I have to get up at 7:30. um yeah, that's usually when I get up those days, and then I just go straight to the dining hall, eat breakfast, and then I only have one class during those 2 days, which is at 9, and then I just do whatever I want for the rest of the day. But go back to let's just talk about Monday and Wednesday because I have a little bit of different routines for pretty much every day. They're kind of the same, but it just depends on the classes. So you have Monday and Wednesday, get up at 6:30 jogging, and then I go straight to my media TV making stories class. That's basically what Tiger TV is. It's basically the same thing. You make stories, you make new stories, and you get to share them. You get graded on them. It's a harsh grading. It's a little bit of a harsh grading, so that's why it's got to be like as perfect as you can. I got an A on my first one, and then I almost got an A on the second one. My B roll was just not that good. It wasn't really like related to the story that much. It was a little bit challenging for me to get that B roll because the story was about athletic training. And what I did was, I did this story on, this athletic training professor that's really like the main focus of the story. And, how she's had like a bunch of students, successful students, and how they're like doing amazing things in the outside world. They have jobs in baseball, MLB, NFL, WNBA, stuff like that. And the problem, I thought my writing was really good. I thought my writing was really good through the script and everything. You basically write the script like you would in like a newscast. So that's what we have to do in that class. And the problem with my B roll is that I just could not get the professor like actually working with students. I managed to get students doing different things like weightlifting and doing some other exercises out on the long field house like area, like grass area, but that was really all. I unfortunately could not get access to the athletic training labs and the cadaver labs because another part of the story was human anatomy, and I interviewed a retired professor that her specialty was like human anatomy, and I talked to her, and then she said something like, if you don't know your human anatomy, like you can't be an athletic trainer or a doctor or at all. So you really got to know the parts of the body really well, and if you want an athletic training job, you just have to know your anatomy. That's basically what she said. And, I asked her if I can get, clips of the cadaver lab, and I unfortunately could not get those because no one is really allowed in there, um, except the people that actually work there. So I thought the writing in the story was pretty good. It's just the B roll will need a little bit of work. Now, I have one more story that I'm going to do, and I don't want to spoil it for you guys because I'm actually gonna play it. I'm actually gonna show it. I'm actually gonna show the whole thing like once I'm done with it. But it's gonna be about concerts, like shows, performances here at LSU, and how can they be better? How can they be better? Because sometimes you have concerts all over the place. You have them at the Rev, Fred's. Shaq performed. Excuse me. Shaq performed at the UREC Fields. You know, you have performances in the PMAC in the past, but it's just like, how can we make some of these performances better, if you know what I mean? That's what the story is about. But I really like that class. It's really helped me like tell better stories and stuff like that. Obviously, when I was with Tiger TV, my main weakness was I struggled to come up with story ideas. Like I would do like a bunch of game raps and stuff like that. But that was like what I was best at. Coming up with stories was a struggle for me. Now I have gotten so good at it that I can just come up with anything that I see, you know, on the fly. Um, Okay, so where were we? Oh yeah, talking about that class. That's at 8:30. You know, and it's 2 hours. You know, we just talk about like things like how can we make stories good, and our professor shows us some good stories too that are done like on CBS Evening News and stuff like that. And then after that class, I have this sports studies class. That's pretty cool. You know, you get to learn some of the history of sports, like the modern Olympics and the history of sport and stuff like that. You go way back, and and you learn about like old figures like Ty Cobb, Cy Young, and Red Grange, and all those guys. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now we're in like the final part of it. Yeah, now we're in like the final part of the class. We have I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah, we have stuff like sports in the early 1900s, Joe Louis, the modern Olympics, Muhammad Ali, and then the Olympics like in the present today. Like obviously, I loved watching the Olympics in 20 like this past summer. That was like one of my favorite things to watch like ever, honestly, because it was just a spectacle to watch. Like Steve Gleason, Pete Maravich. That's what's on here. I'm just looking at what we got. But yeah, I'm excited. And so yeah, after that class, I go back, just rest over it. And then I go to the gym, and then, just go back, take a shower, do some homework, eat dinner, and just do more homework. And that's pretty much the day. It's not that detailed. I know I explained it in a lot of detail, but it's really not much. I would obviously like to do more, going forward. But I mentioned routine because I actually managed to find a good routine, especially in the gym, because I managed to find my schedule is good enough where I can go to the gym consistently and do a certain body part every day. Usually I go 4 times a week, and then on the weekends it's usually like game day. I do game day and stuff like that, or I'll usually do like apartment workouts, like small apartment, like ab workouts and stuff like that. But, yeah, so a body part 4 days a week, Monday it'll be like legs, and then Tuesday it'll be like chest, and then Wednesday or Thursday it'll be like, I don't know, back or stuff like that. It's different every day. And I managed to find something, and it has helped me a lot get, physically stronger and stuff like that. Tuesday and Thursday, it's basically the same thing. Yeah, it's basically the same time uh during the day. Like I'll have that one class, come back to my apartment, just rest, and then I'll go to the gym, do whatever body parts on the schedule for me, and that's that. Also, what I've also been doing a lot this semester is swimming. I've managed to swim, 800 1,000 meters at a time. I would have liked to swim a little more, but obviously, like, I'm so worn out from the workout that I barely have enough energy left to swim what I want to. I'm going to try to swim a little more, like, once the weather gets warm again. Like, I know the weather is starting to get a little cold. I know it's hot, like this week in particular, but I feel like in like the next 2 weeks or something like that, it's really going to get cold and you can't really go swimming anymore. But I feel like once the weather like warms up again, like in April or May, I'll start to swim more once I build more stamina and stuff like that. But also, what I've been doing a lot like in the past is just go like after my workout, just go out, swim for a little bit, and just tan. Just tan on the lazy river. I'm definitely a lot like more. I know it's kind of hard to tell in this camera, but I am definitely a lot more tan than I was like at the beginning of the semester or something. Like, I just sit out there on the lazy river. They have like these chairs that are like in the pool, so your bottom can just like get a little wet and stuff like that. But yeah, I just sit on those chairs, and then yeah, they have them in the pool. I just sit out there and tan for like 30, 35 minutes. It's a good time. It's relaxing. I just hope the sun shines on me so I get that vitamin D, and it's a lot of fun. And then usually I don't eat a lot during the day. It's usually like during dinner when I just eat like a bunch of stuff. Whatever comes to my mind, like salad, chicken, pasta. Obviously get the carbs, protein, veggies. The usual what you want to fit in your body, and then after I just come back and just relax, do homework, watch whatever it's on, like football, basketball. The college basketball season just started. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, that's a daily routine. Fortunate that I managed to actually find one compared to the other semesters where I literally would just do anything. And I think that's going to be very important for me going forward. I'm going to have to find a daily routine consistently if I want to be mentally and physically better in every facet. And then obviously, like Fridays and Saturdays, I would go out to the bars, see my friends and stuff like that. It would be good times, except, when just like random people come up to me and just like start talking shit about me for just like no reason. Like, bro, mind your own business. I'm minding my own business, so you mind yours too. It is not that difficult. All right, let's do a little bit of sports talk so we can just get this out of the way. Let's start with the World Series. Obviously, I am a Yankees fan, and it was very, very disappointing that we lost. I expected better. I expected better performance, better managing, and stuff like that. Game one was definitely the vocal point when Boone decided to be an idiot, put a pitcher that has not pitched in over a month, and then Freddie hit that grand slam, and that was a game that I felt like well, yeah, obviously we should have had it, but I felt like that was like the turning point of the entire series. You know what I mean? Like that series set them up to, just steamroll us the next two games. Like we couldn't recover from that. We could not recover from that at all. And if he put in Tim Hill, the series is probably 2-2 at the time. But that's not the worst of it. Game two and three were just slow, painful deaths. There's nothing, and then game four, obviously that was a spark. And then game five, I'm gonna have nightmares for a long time. Aaron Judge gets going, Jazz, Giancarlo hit a home run. Then that fifth inning is definitely gonna give me nightmares for a long time. Yeah, just unfortunate that that team of that caliber just forgot how to play baseball at that time, and and Garrett Cole had a chance to strike them out. Garrett Cole had a chance to end that inning scoreless, but he choked by not stepping on first base, and it was Teoscar Hernandez and Freddie that were at the plate with the bases loaded. Both of them were on two strikes and two outs. Both of them were on two strikes and two outs, and Garrett Cole did not get it done. Now, the performance overall is not his fault. It was the outfield and Volpe that cost the team the season. But you definitely look at that sequence and you say, wow, Garrett Cole did not get it done in that situation. Overall, just unfortunate. I definitely thought we had a chance. I definitely thought we had the advantage in a lot of categories, but I don't know. And honestly, like whatever happens to this team, like in the off season, honestly, just it is what it is. I'm probably not going to be following. It's something that I'm going to have to just forget about. Just get my mind off of baseball for a little while, and maybe just not think about it until our LSU baseball team has gets their season going, and I know that team has a really good chance to win another national championship this year. So yeah, it's best for me to just get baseball off my mind for this stretch of time, and just hope for the best of that team. Obviously, you guys know that I am a big hockey fan, and my New Jersey Devils are doing okay. We could be doing so much better. Obviously we've played like a lot of more games than everyone else. Everyone else is going to be catching up to us eventually, but we I'm a little bit worried about our goalie tandem because they just our goalie tandem and defense because they've not been like ideal to start the season. 15 games in, 5-8, 5-2. Yeah, we're 500, but that's honestly not good enough for this team. I really think this team has a chance to do major damage this season if everything goes according to plan and everyone has to play up to standard and everyone is just not playing up to standard right now. Yes, we got a big win against the Oilers. Hopefully that's momentum going forward. Jake Allen was incredible that game, but hopefully that sparks momentum because the Rangers, Hurricanes, and Capitals are right behind us, and they all have 16 points. They have 16 points. The Rangers have 17. We have 18, and they've played 4 less games than us, so yeah, that's going to be tough. I look at the Atlantic Division. The Panthers are on fire right now. I really think the Panthers have a chance to win the Stanley Cup again. It's like they lost. They lost like a bunch of the guys, and they're still the best team in the East. Like, how's that possible? It's not. They lost like Montour, Oliver Ekman Larson, stuff like that, guys like that, and they're still like insanely good. Yes, it's true. They're keeping their entire forward core from last year, and yeah, that team's playing as well as anyone. And you have the Lightning, the Leafs, the Bruins. Ooh, Jim Montgomery, I think, is going to be on the hot seat, and like Mike Sullivan too, because the Penguins are off to a slow start. The Bruins are now playing up to standard right now. Um, yeah, who knows what'll happen? And let's see, Detroit. I had Detroit in the playoffs this year in my season predictions, and they're 5-5-1 so far. Come on, guys, let's pick it up. You made all those free agent signing moves, re-signing Patrick Kane, Vladimir Tarasenko. Come on, let's get it going. And let's see what's going on in the West. The Jets are the best team. Winnipeg Jets are the best team in the league right now, 11-1. They're off to a flying start. No jokes aside. Surprise team of the early season so far is definitely the Minnesota Wild, sitting at 8-1-2 as of right now. Definitely did not think that they would be that good. I had them missing the playoffs to start, but at this rate, it looks like they are going to be in it. And man, Kirill Kaprizov is absolutely on fire right now. He's got like 21 points in the first 11 games and stuff like that, which is pretty crazy. And then you have Utah. That's in 4th place in the division, but I'm not sure if that's in a playoff spot. I really think that Utah team can make the playoffs because they have a lot of young guys that are really talented, and they have a really good defense. And I I would not count out Utah. I really think Utah's going to do well this year. And then you have then in the Pacific, obviously the Oilers are struggling. Like, I don't know how you I mean, okay, there might be a little bit of struggles coming off that very tough cup loss, but 6-6-1 is, I feel like it's a little bit concerning. Yeah, now, yes, I know they went on that huge winning streak last year, but maybe this could be a time for them to really get going. And Vegas sitting at 8-3-1. I mean, come on, man. Vegas, like, how are they? Because I think I also had Vegas missing the playoffs in my season predictions. I forget, but um, Vegas lost a lot of guys too, and yet they still are this good. Um, Man, I don't even know what to say. It's like, oh yeah, Mark Stone is having an incredible season so far. He leads the team in points. I forget how many he has, but you have the LA Kings, Vancouver. I think Vancouver is one of the most fun teams in the league to watch. They have a lot of young guys. They have a great defense. Quinn Hughes. That team's going to be fun to watch going forward, but obviously they got to return to form like they were last year, or else last year's going to be nothing for them. But yeah, still a lot of hockey to be played, and definitely looking forward to what's to come for the next month or so. Next month will definitely like say a lot about these teams, like what we can expect from them, going forward for the rest of the season. In terms of the NBA, okay, this is hilarious. In the Eastern Conference, there are only 2 teams that have a winning record at this time. 2 teams that have a winning record: Celtics and the Cavs. In the West, there are 9 teams that have a winning record. That just shows, like, the Eastern Conference is so damn flawed. It's it's crazy. You have the 6th seed at 3-4. The 6th seed in the East at 3 and with a losing record. Now, yes, it's early. Yes, it's early. We're not even 2 weeks into the season. But goddamn, that says a lot. Cavaliers are 8-0. Hopefully, maybe they can continue that. Their great play going forward. Donovan Mitchell's been phenomenal to start the year. But the Celtics are the clear favorite to repeat as NBA champions. Literally nobody can beat them in a 7-game series right now. They're just that good. Obviously, you guys know I am a New York Knicks fan, and 3-3 right now. Now, yes, it's early, but we did indeed lose. Well, we could be 5-1. Obviously, we got demolished by the Celtics opening night, but we could low key be 5-1. We lost 2 winnable games to the Cavs and Rockets, but it's early. I just really hope the trade with Karl Anthony Towns, Julius Randle, and Dante DiVincenzo works out because we're sitting at 3-3. The Wolves are sitting at 4-3. Yeah, it's early. Now again, it's early, but in the next coming month or so, I feel like it'll say a lot. If this trade worked out or not, and if it doesn't work out, they're gonna have to pick it up because obviously the Knicks have the highest odds to win the NBA championship in 25 years. That says a lot. I am very excited about this team, but I debated the Karl Anthony Towns trade because I just don't know how you take away that chemistry with Julius, with Dante. Honestly, I was fine with Julius leaving because he's been the definition of inconsistent, especially in the playoffs. But yeah, he got hurt last year, and I really wanted to see what he could do in the postseason last year, but unfortunately, no. But Dante, how do you take away that Nova chemistry with Dante? It just doesn't make sense. I understand we needed a center, and Karl Anthony Towns does solve our center problems. But yeah, Karl Anthony Towns has been pretty good so far, but he's gonna have to be dynamic. He's gonna have to average 20 a night in order to really elevate this team to a championship level. Um, and yeah, the rest of the league is just sitting wherever they are. Um, Paolo's hurt, so that's unfortunate. The Denver Nuggets look a little bit flawed right now. They don't have a bench, so I'm gonna have to get going. I'm surprised the Warriors are 6-1. Without Klay Thompson, I feel like they would regress, but Buddy Hield has come in and really stepped in. They're playing very well so far. Phoenix is 6-1. That's to be expected. They're going to be contending for the title. So is OKC, who are at 7-0. This might be the team to come out of the West this year. This team is better than they were last year when they were the number 1 seed last year. Obviously, getting Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso really helped them. And that team is going to be tough to beat in a 7-game series because they just have star power everywhere, just everywhere you look. And yeah, they're an incredible team, and they should be, throughout the season. If I were to pick a Super Bowl matchup right now, it would be the Lions and the Ravens. I think those two teams are the clear best teams in both conferences. The Lions are the best team in the NFL. Lions are the best team in the NFL. And yes, the Ravens, they have a flawed defense. But they got some guys in the trade deadline. I forget who they got. But they got some guys to improve that defense. And hopefully that defense can turn it around. Because if they're going to go to the Super Bowl and contend with the Chiefs or something like that, they need to get better on defense. But with that rushing attack, Lamar and Derrick Henry, I think the Ravens can make the Super Bowl. And the Lions. The Lions are the clear best team in the NFC, in the NFL. I think the Lions can win the Super Bowl. Lions can win the Super Bowl, especially since they got their guy to replace Aiden Hutchinson, Zadarius Smith now. So that team is going to be super difficult to beat because they're a complete team. They have such a creative offense with Ben Johnson, and their defense is obviously better now. Yeah, that team is going to be something. Obviously, yeah, the trade deadline was today. You have guys like Mike Williams didn't even last a season in New York before he's now a Steelers. That'll improve their receiving core for Pittsburgh. And then they also got Preston Smith from the Packers. The Steelers did. Marshawn Lattimore finally leaves the Saints. I think he deserves to leave the Saints because that team is a mess right now. Goes to the Commanders. And hopefully that secondary is going to be a lot better now. Commanders secondary. Man, Jaden Daniels is just, playing phenomenal. What can you say? Rookie of the year. Let's see. Bills at 7-2. They look very, very good. They're definitely going to be contending for the Super Bowl with the Chiefs and the Ravens and those other teams. And the rest of the division is a joke. Rest of the division is a joke. Although the Jets did get a big win over Houston, I still think their season is over. Though they needed to win that game against the Patriots, or else their season is done. But you know, who knows what happens? They could go on a torrid streak. Who knows what's going to happen? Chiefs at 8-0. They're just complete. I feel like the Chiefs are the most like complete team. They have they have an outstanding offense. Obviously, Pat Mahomes is the best player in the world, but their offense has not been like championship level so far, and yet they're still winning these games, and it's because of their defense. And here's the thing: the media loves to talk about Patrick Mahomes so much. Like they almost talk about him too much. They do not give enough credit to the Kansas City defense and Steve Spagnuolo. Their defense was the clear reason why they won the Super Bowl last year, and it's the clear reason why they are 8-0. Chiefs offense has struggled at times. Maybe they'll pick it up. Who knows? But yeah, it's all about their defense. They're now a defensive team compared to years past when they were all offense. So, and hey, defense wins championships. So we'll see if they can go for the three-peat. The Chargers at 5-3. Jim Harbaugh's done a fantastic job in his first season, and they're in a position where they can, if they could go on a stretch where they can win some games going into December, they're looking really, really good. And I'm telling you, if that team does damage this year, they're going to be incredibly good in years going forward. AFC North, the Browns are obviously done. You have the Steelers leading the division. I did not think that would be possible, especially since you know how you have quarterback controversy between Fields and Wilson. But they have looked outstanding. Their defense has played phenomenal, and now they upgraded the receiving core. That team is going to be dangerous. Pittsburgh, and then you have Baltimore right behind them. Cincinnati is maybe picking it up a little bit right now, but Cincinnati also needs their defense to get better if they want to go on some kind of run because their defense has been horrible this year. It's holding them back from success. AFC South is honestly not that good this year. You have the Titans and Jaguars who are out of things. The Colts have quarterback controversy with Anthony Richardson and Joe Flacco. I don't think that's going to maintain going forward. And Houston lost two tough games to the Packers and Jets. I don't know how Houston lost that game. Their offense was just terrible. And they paid the price for it. Now they have to play the Lions on Sunday night. Like the reason why that game was so huge for the Texans is that if they lose that game, they're in a little bit of trouble because they have to play the Lions now, and then they got to play the Cowboys. And yeah, their schedule gets a little bit easier, but you have the Chiefs and the Ravens coming up later. But yeah, the Texans' schedule is a little bit favorable after the Lions, but that was the game they got to have. And then in the NFC, the Commanders and Eagles are the clear two that are going to be competing for the East. They do play on a Thursday night game, so that game is going to say a lot about them. Obviously, they have Marshawn Lattimore now. Hopefully, that defense is better. Jaden Daniels is the clear rookie of the year, like almost clear, and I think that Hail Mary against the Bears proved it. The Eagles have picked it up a little bit ever since getting criticized, but they've almost let games slip away. Like they had a game against the Browns, and they had games against the Browns and Jaguars, two teams they should have blown out. But there were only one possession games, and I think that says a lot about Nick Sirianni. Not motivating his guys to finish the job, and keep the keep the pedal on, keep the foot on the gas, and be relentless, be relentless. And I think that'll probably cost the Eagles, a run if they continue to play down to competition like they have been doing in the past. Nobody wants to win the NFC West. Like the Cardinals lead it at 5-4. I mean, obviously, that division is competitive, and there have been injuries to that division. Like the Rams and 49ers have suffered a lot of injuries to those teams, but now you get those guys back. Now that division is probably going to be competitive with Arizona now in the mix for the West title now during the halfway point of the season. NFC North is the best division in football. That's not even a question. You have the Lions, who are the best team in the NFL. Vikings at 6-2, they got a big win over the Colts, especially since they lost two tough games. And then the Packers, they took a beating to the Lions, but they're still very, very good. I know they're going to bounce back. And then, unfortunately, the Bears. I mean, I feel like the Bears are just kind of there. Maybe they'll pick it up at some point. They lost two tough games to the Commanders and Cardinals. They got demolished by the Cardinals. Let's see who they have on the schedule. They're the Patriots. That's winnable. And then that schedule is just absolutely brutal down the stretch. You have the Packers, the Vikings, the Lions, the 49ers, Vikings again, Lions again, and the Packers. Oh, okay. Now, now that I saw that schedule, I don't think the Bears are going to make the playoffs. I know a lot of people had. I know a good amount of people had them, especially since you have Caleb, who's obviously a great player, but he's had struggles sometimes. They haven't won a road game yet, which is surprising. The Atlanta Falcons are the clear are control their own destiny to win the NFC South. They've played incredible with Kirk Cousins as their new QB. Let's see who they have on their schedule. They have the Saints and Broncos. Those are going to be two winnable games, and then you have the Chargers. That's going to be a good game. Their schedule is a little bit favorable. Favorable. You have tough teams like the Vikings and Commanders, but I think the Falcons can easily win the NFC South and contend for the Super Bowl. If they just keep doing what they're doing. Darnell Mooney has been that downfield threat that Atlanta has been missing over the years, and they're finally getting their real talent involved, like Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson. Like things are looking good in an ATL again. I have a lot of friends I have a good amount of friends here who are Falcons fans, and I told them they're pretty excited. Panthers and Saints are just kind of there. They're not that good. They're going to get tough draft picks. The Buccaneers were looking good, but now they've lost 3 in a row, and now they're down their top 2 receivers. That's very, very tough. Hopefully they get them back soon. But they should have won that game against Kansas City. I don't know why Todd Bowles did not go for 2 there, but whatever. It is what it is. We're now the halfway point of the season, 8 weeks to go, and we're in for some pretty exciting football down the road. As I just take a break to go get some water, I am just reading that Joel Embiid has been suspended 3 games for shoving a member of the media after Saturday's game. Well, there's a reason why Joel Embiid is my least favorite player in the league. But anyway. All right, let's talk some college football. Now, I know this is the one y'all have been waiting for. So at this time, the CFP rankings have not been released. Those are different from these AP rankings. Those are the real ones. But I will watch those later, and then we can just go over it, the following week or something like that. But we have a huge game against Alabama on Saturday, and that game will basically determine our season. If we can get into the college football playoff or not, because the expectation this year was to get into the CFP, and then after that lost to Texas A&M and is now in jeopardy. But there were some teams that were above us that lost, and they moved down, we move up. Now we have a huge opportunity to get back in that mix, and yeah, it's going to be a great game. Jalen Milroe's obviously a great player, and we're going to have to contain him. We're going to have to defensive line's going to have to keep him in the pocket, and he's going to have to make some plays with his arm, which sometimes he has struggled with. He's more of a runner than a passer, but It's going to be a great game. Obviously, College Game Day is coming here. I do have a plan for College Game Day. I'll post something I'll post something on TikTok later on. But yeah, I'm very very excited for this weekend. It has a chance to be like the best weekend like of the year so far. Oh yeah, I also wanted to say if we do end up making the SEC championship again, I'm likely gonna go like I did 2 years ago. Hopefully, we get a better result this time. But it is definitely possible we can get there, and it can happen. And and the scenario I see, obviously, we have to win out. Obviously, that is clear. We have to win out, and that is expected of us. We're expected to win our 4 remaining games, but we're also going to need a little bit of help. And the help I see is that Ole Miss beats Georgia, which they can definitely do because Georgia has looked flawed. They look flawed against Florida, and Ole Miss is on fire coming off that Arkansas game. And then, yeah. So Ole Miss can definitely beat Georgia. And then Georgia has to beat Tennessee. And then Tennessee and Georgia will both be at 2 losses. That'll put us and Texas A&M at 1 loss. And then it'll come down to that Texas and Texas A&M game on week 14. That'll determine who will likely play us in the SEC championship. That is likely the scenario I see. And then obviously the SEC championship winner, gets a first round bye. So that'll be pretty exciting. Oregon is the best team in the country right now. They're just incredible on all sides of the ball. Ohio State got a big win against Penn State. Miami is looking dynamic. That offense is looking dynamic with Cam Ward, and their defense finally did something in the second half against Duke. So maybe that is a sign that that Miami team can really reach its full potential, because obviously that Miami defense has been struggling mightily against weak competition. And yeah, this is a chance for them to really, get going. Indiana is one of the great stories in college football this year. Top 10 team, 9-0. Kirk Cignetti has this program re-energized. They can definitely make the college football playoff. They just can't have any, layovers and stuff like that. Can't be lackadaisical with the schedule they have. They have Ohio State, and Indiana can definitely beat Ohio State. Indiana can definitely beat Ohio State. But it's going to be tough getting through that defense, though. But the Ohio State offense is so flawed, man. The Ohio State offense is it's not at its full potential. They have so much talent, but they cannot produce. Will Howard has not played well. The only really, really good player on that offense is Jeremiah Smith. That's really what they have, and that's it. Now, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong and they really pick it up, these coming weeks and stuff like that. But really, a lot of these really, really good teams, like a lot of the top teams in the country, are flawed. They have some kind of flaw that they have. And this is why I was thinking it is so possible for us to make the SEC championship and the playoff, because if you look at the SEC standing, it's like Georgia, A&M, Tennessee, Texas, and then us. Those teams above us are all flawed. You have Georgia, who's struggling offensively. A&M lost to South Carolina now. There are a lot of questions about them. Tennessee has really struggled. The Tennessee offense with Nico has really struggled in SEC play. And then who was the other one? Oh my goodness. Oh, and Texas, yes, they're 7-1. Yes, they played well in SEC play, but now is when the real challenge starts. Yeah, they have a little bit of an easier schedule until Texas A&M, but yeah, the Texas is probably like one of the more balanced teams in the SEC. Yes, they have SEC guys who have played for Alabama and teams like that, but it's gonna be an exciting last 4 weeks. Damn, there's only 4 weeks left. That's insane. Oh yeah, Army is 6-0. That's incredible. That's really good to see. It's like their highest ranked in like 40 years and stuff like that. They have a great run game, great quarterback and stuff like that. Let's see, ACC. Sorry, Miami leads the way with SMU undefeated in conference play. Clemson and Pitt. Yeah, they suffered tough losses, and I don't know if they're going to recover from those. Big 12. The Big 12's wide open now. Well, the Big 12 was wide open, but It's BYU, Iowa State, Colorado, and then K-State. Wow, Colorado has only one conference loss. Imagine if Colorado makes the Big 12 championship and they can somehow win. If Colorado wins the Big 12, Deion Sanders should win Coach of the Year. Yeah, I don't think it's even a question about that. Big 10, you have Indiana and Oregon at the top, with Ohio State and Penn State behind. That Indiana-Ohio State game is really going to come down to that, and then who makes the Big Ten championship after that, and possibly a first-round bye. So that's going to be exciting. We already talked about the SEC, and Boise with Ashton Genty. Dude, this guy is fucking incredible, man. Ashton Genty, obviously a Heisman contender. My Heisman contenders are Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, and then I want to say Dylan Gabriel, but I feel like there are some other guys that deserve it. I'm just going to say Dylan Gabriel because he's obviously played really well on the best team in the country. So, yeah, those are my 4 Heisman contenders as of right now. And my winner, I really don't know. I really don't know as of right now. I really think that these final 4 weeks and the championship weekend is going to determine who wins the Heisman. I think after like championship weekend, I'll really decide like who will win the Heisman, because we didn't decide who won the Heisman between Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and Michael Penix, after that last championship weekend. So it's going to be exciting. Nice to see some guys other than a quarterback this time contending for the Heisman. Overall, I'm very, very excited for the 12-team playoff. I think it'll bring just a completely new dynamic to college football. Obviously, it's something we'd never seen before. And yeah, very, very, very excited for it. So yeah. It's my favorite Gatorade, lemon lime. So like I said, I haven't been, recording podcast episodes for like over a month or so. I'll definitely get back to recording some. I just have to find time, find motivation to be able to talk about these things and stuff like that. I mean, really, this podcast is all about talking about anything. If you guys have any suggestions of what I want to talk about, just let me know in the comments below. Obviously, today is election day, and I unfortunately did not get a chance to vote because for me, I just don't have enough knowledge. Like, I unfortunately did not do enough research on, who's better fit as president and, other things like that. Honestly, I just hope like whoever does end up winning the election that, they just like change our country, lower prices, like lower the crime rate, just whatever the biggest problems are. And yeah, the thing about it is that obviously the most things I have seen is like on TV commercials, like, hey, vote for Kamala, vote for Trump. I've seen commercials that say vote for both and stuff like that, and I don't know who do I go for. It's just, I don't know. It's way too tough of a question, and that's why I'm like, whoever wins, please do good. So obviously, last weekend was Halloween weekend, and I am going to play my vlog now on Halloween Day. I dressed up as a knight and stuff like that. And Halloween Day, I obviously went out on the 31st, and it was pretty exciting. So here it is. What's up, guys? Haven't done one of these in a while, so we're gonna do a day in the life of Halloween Day for me. I woke up at around 7:30, a little business casual fit just because I have something later, but I went and got breakfast, omelet, fruit, cinnamon sticks, very, very good. Then I walked to class. It was my only class of the day. There's the room that I'm in. You saw me in that fit because I had this interview for one of the student leadership programs on campus here. Hopefully I get it. We'll see what happens. That was the room I had the interview in, but after I went back to my apartment and worked on my story. That's my script, and then I have the sound bites and my voiceovers in Premiere Pro, like always. But obviously, what is a story without B-roll? So I went out and shot some B-roll, which was a pain in the ass. I probably spent like an hour trying to get the best B-roll, and I didn't really get everything I wanted, which is okay. You're not guaranteed to get all the shots you want. You just have to go with what you have.
And then I go to the gym, and every time I go there, I pass by my old stomping grounds. My old dorm freshman year brings back such great memories. This was by far the latest in the day I've ever been to the gym. Usually I go to the gym at around like 11:30, 12, but today I didn't go till like 2 or so. It was leg day, so we did the normal, well, like the best, like things like squats, some lunges, stuff like that. Over the semester, I have found a really good routine where I work on a certain body part for every day of the week, and it has really helped me, yeah, get better. That was also the hardest Stairmaster workout I've ever done in my life so far, so yeah, that was really good.
Mindset I go to in a leg workout is that I have to be like limping after. Gotta be like limping when I wake up tomorrow morning, you know?
Then I went back to my apartment and showered. It's about 5:45 at this time, and then I go to get dinner. It started to rain out, which I just hope it didn't rain hard for when I go out later. Dinner just salad and pasta, the usual. Then I go back to my apartment, watch some football, and get ready to go out for Halloween. Okay, it's my Halloween costume. It's supposed to be a knight, even though I don't really know. Belt, shirt, I guess hood or whatever this is. Pants. Not gonna lie, bro, this night was pretty crazy. It started pouring, and then the house had a private event till 11. The JL's line stretched to the streets, so I did the impossible and went to Mike's for maybe the first time in like a year.
The lines are all so long tonight.
They are. The JL's line stretches to the streets.
It's fine though. I got to see beautiful Princess Natalie, which was nice. And bro, there was even crowd surfing. Like I don't know what was going on. Bro, that shit's crazy. And then I went to my favorite bar, the House. Spent about 2.5 hours there, and it was a great time. They had this great DJ there. I saw a bunch of my friends there. Got a lot of pics and stuff like that for my album, and you guys will get to see those pics later. And overall, very fun night. Obviously, Halloween weekend, usually fun times. I didn't get back till almost 3 a.m. and damn, I was tired as hell. That's Halloween day. It was pretty fun. Yeah.
That day was certainly one to remember, and then I stayed in Friday because I basically like I said, I basically treated that Thursday like a Friday. Like I didn't do anything like the next day on Friday. I just stayed in my apartment the entire time and just took a long nap and stuff like that. Went outside a little bit after, like but yeah, apartment workout. That's pretty much it. And then Saturday I just spent all day on the couch on my chair here, just watching college football on my monitor, my computer, and stuff like that. And obviously, then I went out. People were still dressing as Halloween. So I decided, hey, let's dress up one more time. I go my Street Fighter costume. I do the headband, and then I don't go the actual white like gi and stuff like that. I just went a black shirt with the king card on it, and then I obviously had the leggings. Oh, not the leggings, the pants, the white pants, and then gloves, white boxing gloves, and then slides. Since the Street Fighters, they don't really wear they're like barefoot the entire time, but yeah, and that Saturday was pretty fun. But there was also a situation that happened to me where there was this girl that I did have feelings for, but my feelings for her were unfortunately a little bit too much, and shit escalated. I kept trying to go up to her, say, hey, let's talk. Let's just talk for just 1 minute, just 1 or 2 minutes, stuff like that. And then after that, you don't have to talk to me for the rest of the night. She was like, no, 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 it's not like that. It's not like that. And I just don't know why. She's just not giving me a chance at all. And that's when I learned not to chase anymore. Like I posted something on my story. Like I chased too much, and it resulted in turmoil and tragedy. I definitely did feel betrayed and let down, and I deserved better because I felt like I deserved, just a minute or two of her time. But unfortunately, that was not the case. So unfortunately, we are not friends anymore. I mean, at least I am not friends with her. I don't know if I doubt she still likes me. She probably think I'm an asshole or something like that. But um, we have to learn from it, and I definitely have learned from it. Um, like I said, not chasing anymore. It's just not worth it. Or if I ask what, I just have to learn to once I ask once, it's gotta go. It's done. Obviously, I'm a guy that never quits. Obviously, I am a guy that never ever quits. But situations like those, I just gotta learn from it. And that was a tough situation. It also referred to, speaking of being let down. There was also a situation that happened last year, um, during the beginning of last semester, and I'm about to explain a story to you guys that I don't think I have explained yet. There was this girl that I actually met on Tinder. Funny, there was this girl that I met on Tinder, and that we matched. We matched, and then I did not see her. I did not see her until like 3 weeks about after we matched. I met her at Mike's, and then the first time we met, she just gave me the most beautiful, most genuine, most caring conversation I've probably have ever had in a while. She was in this beautiful black dress, and I think she just came from like a formal event or something like that. So yeah, I had a really nice conversation with her, and that's when I thought like, hey, we could really be like friends forever. And even if it just wasn't, being even if I didn't date her, I felt like we could be friends forever. And we were literally best friends. We were like best friends for like 3-4 months, and it lasted only 3-4 months because again, I got concerned way too much, or I just worried a little bit too much. I did have slight feelings for her. But obviously I'm not gonna have feelings for anyone anymore. I am not chasing. I am letting it come to me and stuff like that. But we were so close because we would literally talk every single damn day. Well, maybe, okay, not every single day, but if we do have a conversation, it would last like an hour, 2 hours, stuff like that. We talk so much during the course of like the remaining part of that semester. Yeah, and this was like during the winter, stuff like that. We talked so much during the course of that later part of that semester, and over winter break, man, she was just incredible to me. And yeah, and then we carried it over for the start of last semester, and then something happened while I was at a gymnastics meet. Um, she told me one day that we cannot talk anymore because she just started dating a one of the football players, and we were like, no, and she was like, no, we cannot talk anymore because he's not allowing her to. um so the reason why I got worried about this because she told me time and time again she wanted to be an MLB wife. She wanted to be an MLB wife. And I just felt like I just felt like I was lied to a little bit in that situation. Because MLB wife and football player or girlfriend are not the same. Not the same. Yeah, they're athletes, but they're just not the same. I don't believe that. But um and then one day she just anatomy blocked me, and then that was that. I unfortunately I did the worst thing possible. I posted on like my story of how she was just like so genuine to me. I just like told a story about her on my private story, and then that was bad. That was bad. I don't know what I was thinking there, but yeah, that's the story. I just felt like, huh, that definitely wasn't something I am proud of. Just getting let down, betrayed in that situation. Like I deserve better than that. I deserve better than being lied to. But obviously, I learned from it. You have to learn to move on, and I did easily. There was this one day, like if you guys saw that like haul, like Team Machine haul I posted like over the summer. She commented on it. Huh? She commented on it, and she said something like fire fits and stuff like matching sets, stuff like that. And I was like, bro, why are you commenting on my post? You don't even like me. That was very confusing. Maybe one day I'll talk to her again, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll talk to that other girl again. But I still have a bunch of friends who support me. I still have a bunch of friends who count on me. I'm only, like I said, I'm only friends with people who believe in me 100%. I never lie. Yeah, I pretty much never lie at all. Like I said, I only believe in the people who believe in me. There are some situations where I assume, and some situations where I don't assume anything. I think these situations like this I just described, I'm just not gonna assume anything more anymore. I'm just gonna go for it, do whatever, and then yeah, just one shot, and then if you miss, you miss. Game's over, stuff like that. As we go into the final stretch of this semester, it's definitely been a wild one. It's definitely been a wild one, but it's also been relaxing at times. I've had very chill classes. My grades are looking pretty good, but this final stretch, I'm really gonna have to do well in order for me to get my credit hours and stuff like that. I'm applying to a bunch of internships as I can. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys because I wanna just tell all about it, like once I get those jobs or something like that. But yeah, I'm looking pretty good for this remaining stretch of time, and honestly, just got to continue to be me. Just continue to just rely on what I do, rely on my people that believe in me. Um, and hopefully find my person. And like once again, I'm not chasing anymore. I'm done chasing. I let it come to me, because chasing is just not worth it. So yeah. Oh my goodness, I completely forgot to talk about college basketball. It's back, baby. It's back this week. Very excited for this season. Our women's team is obviously competing for a national championship, and then our men's team is just competing to make the NCAA tournament. That's that's the expectation for both of those teams, and I fully believe like both of our teams can have great success this year. So yeah, it's cloudy outside today. May rain a lot this week. Hopefully, it doesn't rain out for college game day. We'll definitely try to get more guests on here in the future. I definitely have some people in mind. I just need their cooperation and stuff like that. So yeah. I'm also gonna have to have like a really, really good, winter arc, this winter break, because obviously I am very, very motivated from, being betrayed by, you know, those people who betrayed me. So yeah, this winter arc's gonna go crazy, but it's honestly on me to, keep it consistently. I plan to get up early, go jogging, and then all I have at home is a weight are dumbbells and a bench. That's all I have at home, and I just have to figure out. I have a pull-up bar as well, but I just have to figure out something to just really get myself in shape, because I am getting stronger. I am getting physically stronger, but I just really have to just keep up with my routine consistently if I really want it. And honestly, it's just, do I want it or not? Obviously, so yeah. How bad do you want it? And yeah, I want it badly. And then I obviously go on vacation every winter for winter break. Last year we went to Cancun. You guys saw those Cancun vlogs, on my TikTok. And I'm thinking about revisiting Miami again, because obviously Miami is my favorite city in the U.S. And then I feel like there are some things that there's so much more than I could have done. Maybe go to some clubs and stuff like that, some nightclubs. I know those Miami nightclubs are crazy, but yeah, if you guys know anybody that lives in Miami, just let me know if there's any good. Let me know if what to do at night and stuff like that, because I'm all about nightlife. I am all about nightlife and good music, house techno music. You know what I mean? And I love this apartment. I'm definitely renewing it for next year. I will definitely try to get my social media going again, like TikTok, especially since that's when I mainly post like vlogs and stuff like that. I've just been very busy, trying to figure out like what works for me. You guys will definitely see a lot more TikToks going forward. I would really like to get like more of my friends into like, dancing and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely see a lot more TikToks. Instagram I usually just post like once or twice every month. It's I try to keep it consistent with my posts, and it's worked out. I also would like to try and get some, famous people on my podcast. Like I know there's this like famous influencer that's like a standout at Arizona that I would like to try to get on here. Some of the athletes here at LSU I'd like to get on here, and you know, even just my best friends. There are so many people that I want on here, but again, I'm gonna need their cooperation as well. I've also been very, very active on Twitter recently, so you guys should follow my Twitter. I should expect like a smooth, comfortable remaining semester with no problems. Obviously, I don't cause any trouble. Trouble comes to me. But yeah, everything should go just as planned throughout the final month or so of the semester. All right, fellas, that is going to do it for episode 13. I hope you guys enjoyed. I understand. I'm going to try to get back to posting weekly episodes. It's going to be tough for me since I'm going to be very busy, especially during this final stretch. But I will just try to come up with things to talk about the best I can. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I hope you guys have a great day.